You guys almost caught me. I was looking for my stencil. I'm like, I knew it was on my desk. It was here. Where did it go? So you guys almost caught me searching for the stencil, but alas, I caught it in the last few seconds. So I'm just going to flip down because this we don't need to duplicate. Not really important to what we're trying to accomplish here today. All right, so today we are going to be playing with some fabulous glitter pastes that are new to Altenew. Very exciting. Let me just bring up my chat here. Good morning, hello. We have the fabulous Angel with us behind the scenes, guys. All right, so we are going to be having a play with the glitter pastes today. And another of my favorites from this release, the Chateau Blooms. Chateau just makes me think of skiing, though. So I feel like this is one of those happy, like, opposites. I don't know. That's the only place I've ever heard chateau. I'm sure it's more like than that, right? You know, you think like it's more than that. Okay, so we are going to put our phone on do not disturb because I keep getting messages that have to do with work, but not this work, other work behind the scenes. I've picked out a couple colors I just wanted to play with today. Thought we'd have a go with these and maybe we'll change them up. I think the gold would look gorgeous with like some oranges and pinks, maybe, you know, so maybe we'll have some fun with that. Hello. Yes, it's finally, today's a nice day at 60. It has been 90, which in Maine in May is unheard of. Just has never happened in my lifetime. It was 30 degrees above normal yesterday. So that just tells you, like, we're cold people. We don't do heat well here. I know there are a few transplants that love it, but us Mainers, we're like, no heat. We don't want the heat. We don't want the colds necessarily with the snow, but we don't want the heat either. All right, so we are going to, I've also pulled out my palette knives to make pastes easier. I've got some baby wipes to use, and I'm just going to use some satin masking tape today for these because, well, I'm on vacation this week and I'm feeling a little lazy-paisy, but I had to come in and craft with you guys, right? Like, no vacation takes that. All right, I have to come craft with my friends. I can't do that. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to just pull a piece of hair off there and then pull out one of the palette knives. I have a distinct love for number 4. And, you know, I see a lot, either number 4 or number 8, like this really long fella as well. I mean, you could use either, but I'm going to be in some smaller areas today. The number 2 might be good. And for those that didn't know, yes, these have numbers on them. So there's a little number down there, so it can kind of help you as you're working. All right, so let's go ahead. And these were the most recent released inks that we have had. So these 2 beautiful families, Enchanted Garden. This one, I am struggling at the moment with the name. I'm sure Angel, because she has her fabulous angel wings, can help us out there. I'm going to, so this is a 5x7. So you 5x7 card makers love this, right? Because you can make a 5x7 card, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to put very carefully, and I put it on my hand first to kind of remove some of that tackiness because this tape is fantastic and it's very sticky and fabulous. All right, so I think what we're going to do, because, right, I have 4 inks, and it's really not huge openings. Like this one, I would probably do 2 in. So I think that's what we're going to do. So as you know, I love the drama. So I'm going to go with Glacier Iris and Twilight Sky, I thing. I don't know. I really like Celestial Mist and Dreamy Periwinkle. Okay, so that's where I'm sticking. I'm sticking, guys. I'm sticking. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to start blending, and I'm going to start blending in the center very carefully. Now this is connected, so I'm good. I was just double checking because it's been a while since I've used this stencil. We all use them so far in advance of when they come out that sometimes we forget once we start using them again how things are connected. Now, if you are a monthly subscriber to any of our subscriptions, just a reminder, the fabulous Mariam will be hosting that workshop this afternoon. So make sure to check your dashboard for links and supplies and all that good stuff so you can join us this afternoon. And if you're not a subscriber, if you subscribe to one item, you get to go to those to give you additional inspiration for your fabulous monthly subscriptions. So just a little bit of further info for you on that one. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay, here we go. All right. I didn't get a dollop on that paper, so I can use that other side, hopefully, for something else. Okay. So I'm going to put down the Glacier Iris, or sorry, Celestial Mist. Oh my goodness, you guys. You would think with vacation this week, my brain would be working, correct? No. My brain is off. Okay, Dreamy Periwinkle. We're going to go with that. And I'm just going to come in. And if you don't trust yourself, which maybe I shouldn't have, I came in a little hot here on this corner. I'm just going to add some depth and dimension by adding a little bit of this darker to here. And if it's too much for you, then when you make it, you can calm the ink down a little bit. But you know I love the drama, and you know with these inks that when you put it down first, right, this is not how it's going to stay. This is going to do a beautiful job, and it's going to dye the paper. And so I'm going to lose some of this beautiful color because the paper is going to soak up the dye. So I want to make sure that I get a nice solid kind of base of color that I'm super stoked and super happy about. Okay. And you can even add some to the outside. I keep going back into my ink pad, and I don't mean to do that because I'm picking up so much ink. I just mean to pick it up off my stencil here. That's why I put it there. And then I keep forgetting, and I get overexcited as I do with crafting. See, I almost did it again. And then we're going to come in here. Here I can use a lot of this ink in here. Okay. And I apologize. I gave Patrick Casey some toys to play with, and he has a bird that like chirps. So if you guys hear chirping, like I don't have a real live bird in my studio. It's just, I tried to get Patrick some toys to play with so that he would be happy and not obnoxious and on my desk space. So, all right. See, it's already kind of going back. You can see. So let me wiggle. Let's wiggle. Let's do the wiggle here. There we go. All right. I should have warned you in case you have vertigo. All right. And then I'm going to come up here. See, I really want that. I really want that dark kind of color. And it's already, this ink does such a good job of dyeing the paper. It's just the best inks. Now, so you can do a couple things, right? You can keep adding some of the ink that I'm using because I have the two colors and I've kind of committed to that. But you could also come in with the darkest color, the Twilight Sky, if you wanted to. And that will kind of, you won't have to add more ink because you're adding that really rich dark tone right out of the gate. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. I know I'm not a purple person, you guys. Like, I did this for my friend Tracy because Tracy loves purple. She is obsessed with purple. So I thought, well, let's make a Tracy card today. All right. So we have that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to come in and we're going to wipe the ink off here because I've decided we're going to use 2 glitter pastes on this card. Yay! All right. So we're going to come in with the iridescent. Okay. Iridescent. He does do good. He is a super good helper. He learned, I think, from Emery Casey in the short time they were together. She taught him everything she knew about crafting, and he does do a really good job. He is a good helper. Okay. Now, when I do this again, unfortunately, I'm going to have to just wipe it with baby wipes because I did not bring any water into my studio today. And I feel rude running to I have a bathroom next door, but I feel rude leaving you guys hanging out while I wash my stencils. So we're gonna pretend we have no running water and we're just gonna use stencils. Baby wipes today. It'll be fine. I'll soak it later. It'll be fine. It'll be all right. Okay, and I just bumped my stencil up, so hopefully I didn't get any underneath there. And then I'm going to go through and pick all of this up. But because I've used ink, I am not going to put this back in my jar. Okay. So I'm just picking it all up. It looks fine. But what I'm going to do is just take a spare piece of cardstock. This is actually cardstock. And I'm just going to put this on here because I can always cut a sentiment out of it. But I don't dare, where I did have colored ink on there, I don't want to put it back in my bottle and risk contaminating it. So I'm going to just do that and call it good. All right. So out come the baby wipes. First, we get the little spatula. Okay. And then we're going to move this someplace Patrick won't step on it, because eventually, he's going to be paused in the middle of my table. So we will move that. And then we're very carefully going to peel back our tape because I want to be able to use this other side. Okay. And I'm just going to put that on my work surface. Then very carefully lift this up because I don't want to drop it on there and be off center and get stuff on the back of if I get it on the top, it's okay because I'm not going to use that top panel. I mean, in theory, you could, right? You could just keep going and do this whole panel, like whole 8.5 by 11 kind of thing. All right. So I'm just going to put this down here and I'm going to give it the old college try to clean it here. So if I have glitter left on my stencil, I'm fine. If I have paste, I will take this down later and put it in I have the hottest hot water I think has ever been known to man. And so I will soak it with Dawn and some hot water and just let it soak. But again, if I have paste on my stencil, I'm okay with it. I'm trying to get it out of the little nooks and crannies of the actual stencil. But if it's on like the outer parts of the stencil, like here, there's a big piece of it, I don't care. It's fine. It doesn't change how I use my stencil. It just shows that I've actually used my stencil. So, but be careful because I think I just tore that piece. So be very careful. I'm the bull in the china shop. We all know that. So I am not that careful. Okay. All right. So we're going to wipe this because we are going to stick something in it, as you know. All right. And then we will wipe this. Yeah, I will just let these sit overnight in a hot tub of Dawn. So what I will do is I will run it really, really hot, let them soak. And then I'll just keep changing out the water or keep adding hot water to it and just let them soak overnight. And that usually works pretty good. But again, it's on, like you can see here, it's on my stencil. That doesn't affect how my stencil works. So I really don't care. You know what I mean? I do Dawn dish soap and just hot water. If there's something, like say I got something stuck in one of the flowers, I take a toothbrush, a soft toothbrush, and very carefully go in there, okay? Or let's say you had like this stencil. Let's say you had this stencil and you got stuff in there. soft toothbrush, some Dawn, put some Dawn right on the toothbrush, soft toothbrush, hot water, and then let it soak first. Do that, let it soak again. And then you can get pretty much anything off. I don't recommend this, but one day after a live, I stuck a stencil covered with paste in between 2 baby wipes and put it down, and I totally forgot about it. I went back like 4 days later and I was like, oh, and it was a stencil like this. It was Vintage Motifs. It was I love that stencil. And so I just took it downstairs and I did that. I'm like, I'm going to save you. I'm going to save you, buddy. It was equivalent to mouth with a stencil. I don't recommend that though. But so yeah. And I was able to get most of it off. So, that's one of the things. Yeah. So I highly recommend the toothbrush and the toothbrush, the soft toothbrush, and you can get them for like $1. I mean, I get them cheaper at CVS than I get them at Dollar Tree, whatever it's called. So here we go. So we have this beautiful, beautiful paste on there. Okay. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So pretty. So what we're going to do is we're going to let that dry. Okay. We're going to let that have a moment. I do have a heat tool I can bring in. But for the moment, we're going to just let that do its thing and have its own time here. The thing is that it's really a thin coating. So I don't expect, and it's still kind of humid here today. I have my fan on. Actually, I have a fan overhead and a fan behind me because it's quite toasty in here. I would have died in here yesterday. It was so bad. So bad. And I just can't bring the air conditioner out in May. I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. Okay. So what we're going to do here, and it may seem a bit convoluted, or you may be like, what is she doing? Okay. Not the first time I've gotten questions like that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put color on the leaves. Okay. And then we're going to put some of the paste on some of it. Okay. So we're going to do a little something here. We're going to see how it works. How's it going to work? I don't know. But that's the fun, right? So what you could do is you could pick, obviously you can see there are flowers etched in here. So you could pick, and where the flowers are, you could do those leaves in one, and then you could come in and I'm doing Coastal Haze here, Coastal Haze. You could come in and do, another color on the other leaves, but I don't get time to figure out which leaves go with what. So we're just going to color it all. And again, I'm going to use 2 colors. So I'm going to do the Coastal Haze and the Misty Harbor this time. So these guys are right next door to each other in color. So I'm not going to get a whole lot of contrast or difference in that. And you can see my tool is putting out some different colors as I go through this. It's not your screen. Please don't adjust it. I am using a brush. I just picked it up. I have no idea what green that is. And I thought at one point this would actually kill me if I ever did this and not knowing. But you know what? I'm kind of enjoying that I'm getting this really cool kind of green. It breaks my heart that I can't probably recreate it again because I don't know what green I started with. It was probably a few of them. But yeah, so because I do have a blending tool for each color. As you know, I do like getting the true color most of the time. But I've been enjoying just grabbing a brush and seeing what I get. And it's different. I'm liking it. I think it's kind of a cool mix. If I had to guess, I would say it was probably Grass Field that is mixing because of the tone that I'm getting. And I know I just used Grass Field for some of the retreat projects. So I'm thinking it's probably Grass Field, which is really pretty with this Coastal Haze. So if you guys are looking for a nice green to put together on your arrangements, because sometimes it's nice to have a couple of different greens, that would be very pretty. Okay, so even though I have some very different greens throughout this, I'm still going to come in with my Misty Harbor, And I'm still going to add some to areas where I think it would be darker. Okay. And you can skip this step if it's something that you aren't a fan of or you're just not comfortable with it yet. But I will say, if it's that you're not comfortable with it yet, please give it a try, because that's the only way you're going to become comfortable with it, is if you try it. And I know paper is expensive, so I'm not going to say it's just paper, but you know, paper has two sides, my friends. Or, you know, maybe you try it on copy paper first, which is a little bit cheaper than the one that we use. You know, maybe you just do that. And if you like it, then you commit to putting it on our really good paper. I use the Hammer Mill, which I think has a good price point, but you know, everybody's budget is different. So don't want to assume, but please don't, you know, if it's something you haven't tried, say, well, I'm not good at it, so I'm not going to do it. Because you will always say that to yourself if that's the reason for not doing something. Okay. So just adding, and again, this is going to lighten up, right? You know, it's just, it's the part of the beast, right? The crafty beast. That's what we call my granddaughter, the Beast, because her name is B. Oh, here's Patrick. He's come to see his friends and stick his nose in the ink. Okay. Because, I mean, who doesn't need a cat to stick their nose in the ink? Oh, nice. Oh, good. Ah, all right. Here we go, Patrick Casey. All right. He is really excited to see you guys today. He is not taking heck no, cat, for an answer. He is really pushing through, like, here I come. My friends need to see me, Mom. They did not come to see you. They came to see me. Oh, now he's depressed. He's jumped down. He's got to find another way in. All right. And I moved that down there, so I'm going to be careful. All right. So here we go. Right? Now, I mean, I could, right? Because we were talking about this before. I could stick with sticking around the flowers. I could. I guess we'll see what I do. All right, here we go. Maybe that's what we'll do, okay? But the cool thing is when you apply this over color, you're going to get a very cool look. Hi, Patrick. Yes, thank you for licking my hand. I was looking for somebody to do that. I just didn't want to ask. Okay. He likes to chew on my bracelet, too. I always thank him for his cat paste. Not a good combination. Oh my gosh. Oh, you can come to my house and play with them. Oh my gosh. They drive me crazy. Oh my God. It's like he's a flying Walinda. He just keeps coming from all directions, you guys. I don't even know where he's coming from anymore. All right, he's at my feet. Okay, so I'm trying to be specific here with a flying cat at me. So let's see how I pull this off. See, when it's just crafting, I'm fine. I don't have a flying cat. I'm doing good. All right. So I went in that area. And then down here, I think this is, see, some of them are the flourishy ones. I'm trying to avoid the flourishy ones, but we'll see what we do. I went a little wild. So we're going to go here. But I just want you to see how this, even this silver, and this could actually go because there's a little bud right there. So we could go here. And I also, the other thing is, I don't want it to seem too, like, because I'm in two corners right now. I also don't want it to seem very boxy or box in my design. So I'm going to put some in the middle as well, because that's something to consider as well, is think of paste just like an embellishment, right? All right, we're going to try to squeak in here. Ah, squeak, squeak, squeak. Squeak, 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 squeak. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, there. You guys can hear me squeaking from across the globe here. Okay, so we got that. And, I just don't know. Because I don't want to do all four corners. That seems like it's going to lock it in there. So let's go here. Okay, and we're just going to do, I think, part of this one. I don't know how it's going to look, but oh, maybe we should do it all. Maybe it's all or nothing, guys, huh? I just don't want it to look too boxy. And like, I don't know. Okay, let's do it all. Why not, right? Okay, except this, I kind of lifted that piece up. So hopefully I didn't mess that piece up. But if I did, it's a perfect place for a sentiment to go. All right, and I got to be careful in this bottom corner because I know I was a little rough down there and already lifted this piece up. So I'm going to hold it down when I put my paste. All right. And you don't need a lot of paste, guys. This, you really don't. Like, I know some people like really pop it on there. I'm literally taking just a tiny little dollop and I'm still gonna do my trick where I pull it all. I didn't want to pull there though. I forgot. I didn't want to pull there because I had bent that piece. Okay, that's all right. It'll be okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all right. It'll be fine. All right. And if it's not, we put a sentiment or an embellishment. And then it makes it fine. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then I've got this again, right? Same thing, not going to put it back in. So I'm just going to take this. This could be some cute hearts. And I spread it really thin. So it's got kind of a translucent quality to it, which I love about this. You can either have it nice and thick, where you can have it be solid, or you can put it really translucent and it gives you another nice look. So lots of looks. I do like the scratching noise. Yes, it's like scratch, 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 scratch. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm just going to wipe this off because I pulled that color. And then this other one, I'm going to dry that. So what we're going to do is now we're just going to move this. That's completely dry now. So we're just going to move this over. Oh, I didn't do too bad with the squishing of it. All right. Yay. We did good. Look how pretty that is. Okay. Very pretty. So we will, hold on. I got one hand. And I'm waiting for the flying Walinda because he knows I have one hand right now. So look how pretty that is over that green. So that's the silver over the green because I went super thin. So it's got the silver color, but it's so pretty. And I did get a little dimension there, not on purpose, but it's still very pretty. So pretty. Okay. What time are we at? 11:33. Okay, so we still got a half an hour because I want to show you the gold too. But let's go ahead and get this because I think this is one of those products. Until you see it, then you're like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like it's good before you see it, but then once you see it, you're like, yep, now I get it. I get the magicness. All right. And it is magic, guys. It is. It's just, there's so much you can do with it. Okay. Sorry about the old, oh good, my melon isn't showing. All right. I think famous last words because I have paste all over this. But I think we're good. I'm looking at one flower and I'm like, sure, that looks good. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. All right. So here we go. Now I clean my knife because remember I had that green ink and I don't want to contaminate. Okay. Let me wiggle over. Hold on. I'm taped down here. Okay. There we go. Wiggle. All right. So this, since it's already gross, I'm just going to go ahead. Well, it's pasty. It's not gross, but you know what I mean. It's already covered. So we're just going to go ahead and that is sticking up. I don't want that. Okay. So that one's, I forgot about that going the wrong direction. All right. I keep forgetting about that, but that's all right. It's a perfect place for a sentiment. And quite honestly, I never make 5x7 cards. So, you know, and I should have put this down better, I'm realizing, because it's a little little bowed up for my liking at the moment, but that's okay. In for a penny, in for a pound, my friends. We're just going to go. We got it. We're just going to go with it. And if we have some whoopsies, we have some whoopsies. This is non-stressful crafting. So anything that happens, it's okay. It's all right. Because again, this is the fun. This is having a play and just having fun with it, which is supposed to be what we as card makers do. In my travels, I have met some people that are very angry card makers, and it always shocks me when I meet very angry card makers, because you just kind of want to say, don't you enjoy your hobby? You know, I haven't met a lot of them, but I have met some, and they're just very cranky and angry. And I'm like, but card making makes us happy. It releases endorphins, and endorphins make you happy, you know? So I don't know many, and I don't really know these people, but maybe they just had a bad day. Maybe they haven't had enough crafting. Maybe that's why. I've tried to figure this out because I'm like, our hobby, most people you meet in the crafting industry are pretty happy people. I mean, we have the best hobby ever. How can we not be happy, right? All right, and I'm just going to put this up here and kind of squish it out so I could get a sentiment or something out of it. And then the fun part is I've got to try to remember I did that so I don't stick a stencil in it. There we go. I know, Carrie. That's what I thought too. Oh, yes. Don't forget, guys. You got to share today because you have a chance to win. And you could buy some fabulous pastes. Yay, pastes. Okay. All right. So I thought I was going to clean this. I'm not going to just yet. Okay, this was, okay, the stencil's lifting up. I'm like, that was a hot mess, but I was still looking at the stencil. It's still a little bit of a mess. Still a little bit, because I didn't have it taped down as good as I would like over there. But that's okay. That's all right. It's all good. Down here's a little rough. But the good part is I can always put the stencil back on after and add and fix those areas. Once I clean my stencil, I can put it back on there. But I'm not gonna discount it, right? So I still like it. It's still good. It's just a more mixed media kind of look about that. Okay, so we're gonna move that. And then we're gonna recycle this one more time, because why not, right? But this time we're gonna do it backwards. So I'm just gonna put it down in the corner, and hopefully I can tape that down, and hopefully it feels flatter this time. All right, so we're going to go one more time with the silver. I've decided to do a silver and a gold, right? Because that'll be very pretty. I'm from Maine. I've always been from Maine. But people say I sound like I'm either from Minnesota or Canada, which I am part Canadian. So my grandmother was born, we are Tobic First Nations. So my grandmother from the Maliseet First Nations. So my grandmother was Canadian. So I think it's a mix of my Native American accent and a little Canadian thrown in, because the Native American accent's a little different as well. And it's different from every tribe. So, because I'm also from the Penobscot Nation in Old Town, Maine. And yeah, so we have a little bit of a different, I don't want to say drawl, because that's like the South, but we have a little bit of a different accent on our tribe. So, but I think, yeah, it's definitely got Canadian undertones, maritime undertones to it. So good pickup. Yes. I know you would think with Bridget Casey, I would be from Ireland, you would think, but my husband was 100%. My husband was 100% Irish, 100% Irishman. Sean Casey, he was 100% Irish. His cousin even did the test, and it came back 100% Irish. So he, 100% Irish. So that's where I get the Casey from. My maiden name was actually from my tribe, so it's very unheard of last name in the grand world there, because it's very close to my Native American roots. Okay, so yes, I'm Native American, and my mother was French. So French, not Canadian French. Okay, there we go. But I'm very proud of my Canadian roots. I just took off my leaf. See, I'm talking too much. Okay, so look how pretty this is. There we go. Very pretty. I did a little bit better. I still got a little rough in through that kind of neck of the woods there, but that's okay. That's all right. Again, I can put the stencil on. I still have more paste. It's fine. And I may cut that bit out because like I said, I'm not a huge 5x7 card maker. Okay, and this, I've put so much paste on there. I'm going to have to definitely scrub this later. I'm not going to make you guys wait while I scrub. Well, so this I'll just show you because I think for you guys it's important to see as well. So let me move this where I'm not going to crush it. Okay. So on here, okay, I am having to scrub to get this paste off, okay? I'm just using my fingernail. If you don't have fingernails, be very careful, but you could bring in your tool, okay, if you don't have fingernails, and I'm getting off all this extra paste because that's all it is, right? It's just a layer of paste here that I built up because I used it 3 times in a row. So you can just easily take this. Just be careful because, of course, there are pieces of the stencil that are sticking up and you don't want to hit those. So areas that it's flat are easy to go into and kind of do this. But anywhere that there's little bits of the fiddly bits of the stencil, you're going to want to be careful, okay? But it's gonna look like this, and that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so you can wipe off as much as you can, and then take it down and put it in. Take it to spa day down in your sink and just let it soak and do its thing. Okay, so mine, I'm going to keep mine as wet as possible for the next 20 minutes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and you can do this if you can't get to a sink right away. Okay, I'm going to spray this with a bunch of water. Okay, and then I'm going to put this over the top. Okay, so it's staying wet. And then I'm going to spray this with water as well. Okay, I'm keeping it wet. I don't want it to dry. Does that make sense? Okay. Yes, I know. I should have done that, Gem Stark. I've never done that before, and I need to start. So I definitely need to start doing that. Absolutely. A travel spa day. I need a spa day. That was actually what I got for Mother's Day. I got a 2-hour hot stone massage. Now, I'd like to say my son came up with it all on his own. I sent it to him. And I'm like, this is what mommy wants. Mommy would like the biggest massage they have too, the longest one. And he's a good son, and he sent it there. Okay. Yes, that is very handy. Yes. Hi, Dee. Welcome. This was actually, usually we go at 3:30 in the afternoon, but once in a blue moon, I have a Dee or Aram come on, and they have to come in the morning because it's so late for them. And I forgot to change the time today, honestly. And I was like, you know what? Let's rock it. Let's do 11. Why not? Let's have some fun. So that's what we did. All right. And this is already dry. So again, we're doing really thin layers. Now, if you're going to do what I attempted to do over here and line it up, it's much easier to line up the flowers with the leaves than the leaves with the flowers when you have paste all over it and can't see. So, Patrick and paste do not go together, buddy. Yes, and the subscriber live at 3 today. Yes, yes. So we get more crafting, you guys. More crafting. All right. So I'm just wiggling around a little bit. I'm just going to make sure it fits in there. Hi, Patrick. No, Patrick. No, Patrick. All right. I think I like where it is. I'm not fully committed until I lift it up and see it. I use hot water, Lillian. I literally like it could scald you, like hot water. And I have a bucket that I put it in with Dawn and I let it soak and I get off as much as I can. Then I put it in with the Dawn. I let it soak. I take it out. I scrub it again. And then I put it back in there and just let it do its thing. So spa day for stencils. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to hold down each area. And unfortunately, I am Bull in China Shop. So I ripped that one there. Okay. So we're going to come over. We'll do this one. And then we'll do this one as well. And I just want you to see this. We could also, I was going to say I could also put this on the color, but you saw on the color. So, right, it's going to take on what we can do. I will pause for the cause because I do want to show you the gold on. I don't want to stick that back in the jar. I'm going to cover my jar actually because I've got a lot of air going in here. So let me just do the Dreamy Periwinkle just to show you the gold over that down here. Okay. Doop doop ba doop ba doop ba doop boop doop 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 boop boop doop boop boop doop doop. Add some shading. I've been rewatching Ink Master. I love to watch them draw and the colors that they choose, and I love to see all the creativity. You know, I love creativity in any form, really. And I can't draw a stick person to save my life. So, you know, I need a ruler and some pencils and, you know, I need all the help I can get with stick people. And these people are drawing koi fish and dragons. And I just am like in awe of their, and florals. I mean, just gorgeous. All right. And we're bringing in the twilight sky because it's just pretty. And it's going to bring the drama, not for the mama. Well, I guess for the mama, because I am the mama. Or I'm a mama, not the mama. I don't want to be the mama. Could you imagine being mother to all the children in the world? That would be a lot. Could you imagine your Christmas gift list? Woo! Or Christmas cards even. Okay, so we're going to wipe this off carefully because I still have the flying Walinda. He's back. All right. I love that he thinks that I'm up for degree of difficulty, such as a flying cat. I love that he has the faith in me. I don't know that I have that much faith in me, but he does. So I love it. All right, here we go. So we're going to put the gold over the purple. I mean, I think like for me, I really wanted to do orange, but I just realized as I was putting the gold on, I'm like, this is kind of my last shot at this stencil here because I'm not going to be able to ink blend on it after I do this on here. So, because I can't clean it proficiently. I can clean it, but not to the level I want to. So, but I did want to show you the gold on top of colors as well. So we did pretty good. We're going to have 3 panels here. I think I got some gold where I didn't want it, but not a shocker. Not a shocker. That's kind of the thing of my story today, right? Like I've been getting gold in places where I'm like, Okay. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. Now you guys will have to tell Lydia it's bloop, bloop music if Lydia comes on and does this, because I know Lydia hums and she makes other sounds. So it's bloop, bloop music. If not bad lining it up. Okay. So hold on. Hold the phone. And then we're going to come over and hopefully this one's dry or dry-ish. It's dry-ish. So we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. It's dry-esque. All right. So we're just trying to get it so everybody doesn't end up on any leaves. And we're going to call it good. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I'm being careful because I did go over those gold ones. I mean, those purple ones. Okay. So I'm being careful-esque. Careful-esque. Guess that's a new term too. We're inventing all kinds of things today. Careful-esque. Okay. Doop-a-doo-boop. Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Booby-dooby-doo-boop. Doo-boop-boop-boop-ba-dooby. Ba-dooby-doo. That is the booby-doop stylings of Bridget Casey. I always like those jazz. That is the stylings of, they do that really jazzy voice. Chill, super cool, jazzy voice. All right. And because I'm not doing anything else on this piece of cardstock at the moment, we will just add that up there, and I can smooth it out. So I have, like if I want to do like a sentiment, or maybe I just want to use it as a strip, I have the option, as they say. I don't know who they are, and I don't know who says that. I'm going with it. Hello! Patrick is adorable. The only problem with that angel is he knows it. He knows it. And he knows when I'm like, listen, I got to do the live today. Everybody knows that you love them, and everybody loves you. Can we not go on the live today? He's kind of like, no, they're coming to see me. Like, no, that's not possible. I have to go see my friends. My friends expect me. He's like, you may be the human. I'm the kitty. Okay, so this wasn't totally dry. I lifted up a little bit of my work there, but that's okay. I'm just sticking that face down on the wet one I have going. So I did peel up a little. I should have hit it with a heat tool. I didn't, but look at how pretty that is. And this is straight on white, guys. So this is, you're getting that true color. So you're getting that beautiful gold. You're getting that beautiful silver. And the sparkle, I mean, oh, if you have to see it in person, you got to see it. You got to see the baby. You got to see the glitter paste in person. They're just so glittery and shimmery and shiny. I don't like to use, oh no, that was, that was Seinfeld. You got to see the baby, because we used to make that joke when, I probably shouldn't say it's a family thing, but we used to make that joke, a couple of us, because everybody, you got to see the baby. And it's like, oh my God, not my granddaughter, but a different baby. But yeah, everybody was really like, not being a bully, but like, you got to see the baby. And so I always would say, you got to see the baby, being a smart aleck. But yeah, and so I could definitely add the stencil again and fix the spots where I lifted up. But another thing that you can do with this, guys, okay, is, let's say you were to come over here, and now I am not a cranky cutter, AKA fussy cutter. I am not that girl. So this is just an idea I'm putting out there for those of you that are, okay? So what you can do is, if you want to add dimension to this beautiful stencil and you want glitter, okay, bring over your glitter, do your florals, and of course you could put color under them, how we did earlier, and I'll show you guys those in just a second, but I just wanted to share this idea with you as well. So you can come over and add, I'm gonna have to go to the garage and get new baby wipes today. It's nice to just be able to walk downstairs into my little extra supplies downstairs and grab things. I love it. I never had that before because I didn't have a garage. I didn't have really good storage. So now I could just walk downstairs, get a thing of tissues or baby wipes. It's so nice. So what you can do, right, is let these dry, of course. Okay. And my stencil is kind of a hot mess now because it's covered with so much glitter paste, but you can let these dry and then trim these out and you can pop them up. Okay. So you could get some beautiful additional depth and dimension, not only by adding some gorgeous ink blending to it, but coming on here, you could also come over, let these dry, come over, trim them out and pop them up on your piece. Okay. So another idea of what you could do with that as well. Okay. So there's that one. And then this is the other one we did. So this, You're not seeing on the golds, these were the purple flowers down at the bottom. I think if we maybe had done like some oranges, it may have shown a little bit better, but that purple where it was so dark, you can still see it and it's still very, very pretty, but you know, it gives the gold a different tonality. Can you see that? See how nice and bright this is, and this is a little bit darker, and you can still see that purple under there. But if you didn't know we had done the purple, you might not know, but it also changes the tonality of that. So if you're looking for different tones of golds, that's one way you can accomplish it as well, by just layering different ink colors underneath the gold and doing that. And then this was the silver on top of our green mixture. Okay, now as it dries, it's looking very silver on the screen, but in real life, it's very green with lots of glitter. So there you go. You can kind of see there. It's very green with lots of glitter. Very, very pretty. And then over here, you can see we use the iridescent, okay, on the ink. So we have our beautiful ink blending, the iridescent glitter on top of the flowers. And then we just use the silver straight on, right? So that's the true silver color that you're going to get. So very, very pretty. So lots of stuff you can do with these. So I hope if you were thinking previously, you know, these are really pretty, but you know, it's just gold glitter or it's just silver glitter. It's really not, guys. It's really, really not. There's so much you can do with these pastes and so many different kind of looks that you can get with them. And also this stencil, it's just a 2-piece stencil, but it is so fun. And there's so much you can do with it. You know, you just have to be willing to kind of look outside, right? And even though it doesn't have a die with it, we can fussy cut, right? We can. We don't always want to, but we can. So we can always fussy cut these and get a nice different look with those as well. Yes, I think that'll be really, really pretty for holiday cards. I mean, really any of the techniques for holiday cards. You know, whatever you put under, as long as you keep that silver really, really thin, you can have different colors there. And then, you know, turning the gold some different tones as well. And then having over here where we have the true silver, true gold. And then here is the true silver with the iridescent on top. So the iridescent, the fun thing about the iridescent is, and I had the swatches right here. Here we go. The fun thing, and this will be the last thing that I'll show you today, the fun thing with the iridescent is if you do the iridescent on white, right? You saw that today. It kind of takes the color of whatever you've done. So white, iridescent on white, it's just iridescent. And then we have the silver and the gold. If you do the gold on black, it's really pretty. The silver is really pretty, but look at the iridescent. It turns this tealy kind of gorgeous color. So it's going to pick the color of what you kind of put it on as well. So I also did some cards, and I wish they were within hand's reach. Let me just double check. Chateau Blossoms. I have a pile of cards next to me, but of course those aren't in there. Oh, here they are. Here they are. I just had to look a little further. So I'll show you these cards, not these ones. They're pretty, but so this is the Paper Echoes stencil with the gold glitter. And just like this was done with a watercolor compact, just watercolor leaves. So really pretty. This one was ombre ink blending, okay, on white cardstock. But that iridescent is going to pick up that color, that pink, and show it. And this is iridescent on black. Look how pretty that is. So 2 iridescents. This is iridescent on pink. So this is rubelite cardstock with iridescent. So really fun, just a fun thing. And yeah, this one is the iridescent on black again. So just a lot of fun to be had with these pastes. So many techniques you can do with all of these. And my friends, no dumping glitter on your desk, which is my favorite part of all of these pastes. So that is my favorite piece. All right, my dear friends, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. We will have Jen back with us next Tuesday. Let me see if my camera is listening. No, my camera's not listening. This camera does this to me. Let's see. Can I wake it up? There it is. I woke it up. Hello. Okay. So I woke up my camera. Yay. So Jen will be back with you on Tuesday for another fabulous challenge. And then next week, I believe Amy's with you. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, which always doesn't work. But for those of you that are in the subscriber workshops, I will see you again at 3 p.m. this afternoon with the fabulous Mariam. Make sure to check your dashboard for all the information on that. If you're not a subscriber already, we would love to have you join us. It only takes one subscription to come join us in those fabulous classes. Lots of inspiration in there. So until next time, my friends, I wish you happy crafting, and I hope you have a fabulous, beautiful weekend with friends and family. As in the US, we have Memorial Day, which is usually a long weekend for most. So I hope you have a safe, fabulous holiday weekend. Goodbye, everyone.